What is going on with y'all, man? Long time no see. First and foremost, I just want to say thank y'all for all the support and the love that y'all been showing. Man, I love y'all like a family, man, for real. But the reason I wanted to get on here tonight, man, speak to y'all, was just to pretty much just talk about how important it is to understand that you're the solution. I know a lot of people might be asleep right now. A lot of people, a lot of my subscribers are from like the East Coast. It's probably later over there. But for anybody that joined or anybody that watched this, even whenever it may pop up, I want to let y'all know that I love y'all once again. I appreciate all the support, everything that y'all do from day one. You know, yesterday marked the year that I've been doing this YouTube channel. And just with that being said, man, I appreciate it all. I appreciate all the support, all the love. And regardless of anything, we a family. But like I said, I'm going to just dive right into it. So I pretty much just wanted to touch bases on the importance of understanding how much of an impact that you have on your overall life. Just understanding that you're the solution to not only what goes on in your life directly, but what revolves around you. A lot of the times we don't understand that. We always like to point the finger, or we like to turn elsewhere to trying to find a solution to our problems. But in reality, all the answers that we need are within us. You know, everything that we're out here searching for in the world is things that we can find within ourselves. And life can throw anything at you at any moment. It could be any time where you may be put in a position where you just may be going through things. You may be having a tough week. You may be having a tough month, whatever the case may be. But you just got to understand that you have all the power to change that. Eliminating that victim mindset, eliminating the mindset where it's like, you know, the world or somebody may be going against you, because everything will work in your favor if you allow it to work in your favor. 100%. 100%. And this was one of my biggest problems for the longest time, because, you know, it was so many times in my life where I allowed myself to just carry this victim mindset. You know, when I may go through something, I used to put the blame on people, or when I may have a hardship, I used to kind of try to look externally at everything that I may have going on around me, when in reality, the answer had everything to do with me. I really had to get out of that victim mindset in order to really grow. But, you know, sometimes it takes people years to do that. What's going on, Blue? But in reality, it's just on us, man. But you don't have to get to a point in your life where this feeling of being stagnant just fully consumes you. We all go through it. We all have hard days. And like I said in plenty of my videos before, this is one of the reasons why you will never really hear me get on my YouTube channel or just at any point in my life just complain about anything, because I understand that, yes, I may have my problems, but it could be a person watching one of these videos who's going through things way worse than I may be going through. Or I can just come across somebody who's just had a harder life. So who am I to sit and complain, when in reality, you know, I should be focusing more so on the things that, you know, the blessings that I do have, things that are in my control, like my perspective, changing the way that I choose to think about certain things. Because that's what we have control over. You know, sometimes things just happen to us. They may be unexpected. They may be things that we can kind of get the hint and plan for. But at some point, you're going to be hit with something that you're probably not ready for. And just changing the way that you're perceiving, even the negative times, can make the biggest difference in your life, for sure. I'll never forget. I remember when, I think I was in middle school at this time. And I know it's only 2 people, but it's going to be people that join probably and watch it tomorrow. But I remember I was in middle school, and was it middle school? Yeah, it was middle school. But I was laying down one night, and my mom got a call, and they said, your brother or your son been arrested. That's my brother. And my mom's like, he got arrested. What did he do? Long story short, he ended up robbing a couple stores, and he ended up getting sentenced to probably 10, 12 years in prison. And at this very age, I didn't really know how to take that form of loss. I didn't know if I should blame myself for not necessarily being, a better brother or a better sibling, or I didn't know what to really think about it. I didn't really know what to think. But one thing I will say is that experience alone has taught me that we can often run from things that we may be facing in our real lives, and we can go out into the real world, we can go out into the streets, and we may get ourselves put in a position where we jeopardize our freedom to find that sense of comfort in the life that we're trying to build. And that's not really the solution to our problems. You should never go in a world and try to find an escape for problems that you have within you. Just think about anybody that's been raised in a strict household. 9 times out of 10, what ends up happening is when they finally get the freedom that they feel like they desire, they reach a point where they go out and then they start doing the things that their family or their parents, whoever, didn't allow them to do. And the reason for this is simply because they just didn't have the chance to do those things. We always try to go out and find the solutions to our problems that we have every solution to within us, but we go out and find them in the world. That's why I feel like it's so important in just understanding that you're the solution to everything that you may have going on in your life, even the good days. You got to always give yourself credit for it. Everything is not going to go your way, but we wasn't put on this earth for everything to go in our way. We was put on this earth to understand, in a sense, to not put ourselves in a victim mindset and act as if we want everything handed to us. It's okay to work for the things that you want in your life. It's okay to build the future and the lifestyle that you want. But it's not okay to sit around and play victim. It's not okay to think that the world or somebody owes you something when in reality nobody does. And with just that mindset alone, it could teach you so much. And I know it's late where I'm at. It's 7:30 right now, but I really just had this on my mind. I had to get on here. I ain't talked to y'all in a minute. I just wanted to see how everybody was doing and, let y'all know how grateful I am for y'all, how thankful I am. I love y'all. Y'all been rocking with me since the jump. So, that's just what it is, man. But we got to always have a sense of direction in our lives. If you don't have that sense of direction, it's going to be easy for you to just fall adrift and just go with the flow. You got to know your purpose. You got to know where you're going. You got to know what direction you headed in order to actually make it somewhere. Just imagine waking up in the morning and hopping in your car with no directions or no idea on where you're going. You're not going to make it nowhere. So with just that thought alone, man, we need a clear sign of direction and where we want to go, for sure. And that's one thing about life that I feel like is just often overlooked, is just our ability to just do what we want to do, just having the free will that we have. For anybody that just even clicked on this live, or just me being able to get up here and do this when I could be doing anything else in the world, I'm even thankful for that. Some people that don't even have the ability to do this. I was watching this video not too long ago, and it really inspired me to start living a little bit more in the moment, because in the video he said that somebody is on their deathbed right now, wishing that they had the opportunity that you had, wishing that they had the legs, the strength, the mental capacity to go out and do what you can do. And I don't know about y'all, but stuff like that really stick with me because I'm not somebody that is better than anybody. I'm not somebody that tries to put myself in a position to act as if, I'm not a human being. Like, I understand that, just like everybody else, I got flaws, and there's going to be a time where things may not go my way, but that's okay. I never try to play the blame game. I always try to hold myself accountable. But a little bit what's been going on in my life. Recently, I just got baptized. I thank God for that. I've been working on myself. I know my videos has been, a little iffy, man, but I told y'all when I started, I wasn't going to quit. I'm still here, every day, a year later. So very thankful and I'm blessed for that. But I'm just working on building my faith with God, with everything that I have going on, turning myself into the man that I need to be so that I can get the results out of my life. Like I said before, this life ain't about being perfect. This life is just about doing good more times than not. As human beings, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to fall short plenty of times. But to me, it's a numbers game. How many times are you falling short compared to how many times are you doing the right thing? And if the other side outweigh the other, then I like to consider that as something more positive. You focus on putting more positivity out in the world and understanding that you really are the solution to every problem that you may face. When I go through things, when I get overwhelmed, I know that I'm not the source. I know that I'm a human being. I have emotions. I have feelings just like everybody else. But I'm just not going to let certain hard times break me down. I'm not going to just fold under pressure because life may be difficult at the moment. Because just like it was difficult, I've had my good days as well. I've had days where everything just felt so great. It felt like I could never go wrong. So who would I be to just quit or to give up on myself when it gets a little rough? We got to stay locked in, man. We got to stay locked in. Plus, on top of that, summer coming up, a couple months away. By the summertime, I feel like we all got to just be in a different headspace. When people think summer, they think about partying, they think about having fun, they think about just hanging out. But, when you get older, I'm 25 right now for y'all who don't know. But when you get a little older, you realize that all that having fun stuff is for the birds. Like, it's not really going to go anywhere. You got stuff to do. You got business to take care of. And the priorities just outweigh the having fun in the simplest terms. And that's the way that I like to view it. And it ain't nothing wrong with still going out and doing what you want to do, but you just got to learn balance at the end of the day. Everything is all about balance. No matter what you do in life, you need to have some sort of balance, man. But a couple things that's been on my mind recently, though, is just how important it is for us to just stay emotionally grounded as well. It's important for us to have complete control of our emotions, like not putting yourself in a position to overreact during difficult times, because there's going to be breaking points where you may experience some type of hardship or you may want to give up. But if you're emotionally grounded, it's going to be way easier for you to persist through those hard moments. And one way that I really learned how to become more emotionally grounded, to be honest, is just by understanding how human I am. Understanding that you need an outlet. Understanding that just because I'm a man doesn't mean that I have to hold everything in. If you got to cry sometimes, then cry, because you don't want to bottle everything up and then explode at some random moment. So I became more emotionally grounded by just learning how to let it out at certain times. Understanding how human I am. Understanding how to communicate in a healthy way like an adult so that I can be understood. These are all things that you just have to take account of. And, you just have to make a decision. You just have to make a decision to choose to be at peace. And being at peace is something that is so underrated. So many people don't really think about it or take it in, but just this concept of just being at peace, just being you, just that true solitude is something that I wouldn't really take for anything. You know, when you at peace and you genuinely content with what you have going on, you're really unstoppable. But when you're unstable mentally and you're kind of all over the place, it's going to be really hard for you to just be content with life, even if it does throw you a curveball, which more than likely it will, because it happens to all of us. It happens to all of us. And this is just a little side note. You know, one thing that I feel like is often overlooked about life is the concept of having to take a step back. And I really want to touch up on this because it's something that I recently went through, and I realized that it is very, it's real. It happens to all of us. But it's okay to take 10 steps forward and realize, like, man, you know, I'm doing a little too much. I'm biting off more than I could chew, you know. It's okay to take a couple steps back to get yourself together so that you can advance in the future. You know, at certain periods during our lives, we may think and believe that we have everything that we need in order to move further. But when you get put in that position, you realize that you may not be ready, or you realize things really aren't what they sought out to be. And that's okay. Just having to take a step back isn't going to be the end of the road for you. It's not going to be a point in time where you decide to just quit or give up on yourself. It's just going to be something that you go through and you understand how human you are. And just with that being said, you know, taking a step back is okay. You know, I put myself in a position where I realized that, you know, we got to be very honest with ourselves. It's okay to want to do better and want to do great in life. But don't be afraid to have to remove yourself out of certain environments or even out of certain places because you want to further advance. It's okay to really want to take that step back, take yourself some time. For y'all who've been rocking with me, y'all know I moved to Houston, got away from everything, my family, my friends, loved ones, and I was out there probably for a month roughly. And I was just so locked in. I was just so locked in Houston. I wasn't doing much. I was just praying. I was meditating. I was working out. I was eating right. I was meal prepping. I was just doing everything in my power to get my mind right. And at that very moment when I went out there, that sense of backtracking made me feel like I was doing something wrong. Or it made me feel like I wasn't necessarily living up to the expectations that I put on myself. But then that's when I realized that I had to stop criticizing myself, because the world is already going to do that to me. The world is already going to have those negative viewpoints on yourself. So there's no need for you to do that. When it does come, then allow it to be that. But you have to stay focused, and you have to always be that person that uplifts yourself, even during those moments where you may have to remove yourself or take that step back. But there's so much beauty in just being able to remove yourself out of a position, let's just say, of success. To remove yourself out of a position of success, to go back to something that you didn't necessarily feel like was for you, but it was just a stage that could have been for transformation, and still overcome that stage itself. Just seeing the value in that and understanding that life is going to be okay. You're still going to keep pushing forward. You're still going to keep doing what you need to do. It's just way more worthwhile. That's why I feel like it's so important to just be resilient and always just understand that, you know, it's not the end of the road for you. It is not the end of the road until God says it's the end of the road. And until then, you have to keep going, and you have to keep persisting, no matter what. No matter what. But, you know, I know nobody on here right now, so I ain't gonna have this live on for too long. I usually do it for roughly an hour. You know, I just wanted to hop on here and see how everybody was doing. But once again, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much for all the support. Like I said previously, I don't care if it's one person watching my video, one person watching my live. You know, I'm very thankful for even that. I'm appreciative of everything and all the support. You know, I love y'all. We a family, and we always gonna be locked in, man. But, you know, I got a new video dropping for y'all tomorrow, so y'all see that. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.